Hey guys, this is Drew from the Simpsonville office of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices C, Joyner Realtors. Just wanted to give a quick video, quick testimonial on my recent return to C, Joyner, and why I chose to leave, but also why I chose to come back. So giving just a really quick background, I started with C, Joyner with the Simpsonville office in July of 2017, right out of real estate school. As soon as I got my license, I was ready to go. I jumped in with both feet. Had the typical start for a new agent, but had a fantastic 2018, was going strong into 2019. Things were going really well. I had some good traction. I was getting deals done, just really doing well. But like a lot of others, I'm sure have in the past and probably will in the future, I started to kind of get that wandering eye a little bit, just wondering what other options were out there. And because I was a relatively high producing agent, what was I leaving on the table? Was I leaving money out there that I could be making? And I felt like I was in my groove. I knew a lot. I was understanding how the process worked, and and so I would get, like everybody else, I would get those recruiting calls of, hey, let's go get coffee, let's go to lunch, let's talk about this, talk about that. I'd have friends from other brokerages that would call me and say, hey, you should come check us out. We do this. And so in July of this year, 2019, I made the decision to make a switch to another brokerage. Went into it, quite honestly, as much as I tried to convince myself, even during the time of the switch and even as I was investigating things, that I wasn't chasing the money. But if I'm really being honest, looking back, truth be told, I was very much swayed by a higher commission, a higher split, the potential for a cap, and 99% of the commission. Those numbers got very appealing. And I thought what I was leaving for was an equivalent culture, equivalent tools, an equivalent type of atmosphere, and with a higher income. And so I chose to make the switch. Obviously, that was July of this year, and we are in the second week of November, and here I am. So it was obviously a very short switch. I was over for about 3 months. I've been back for about 2 weeks. What I found was missing was really the support, the culture, the tools, the help. The things that I really took for granted. The fact that I was missing someone that motivated me, someone who pushed me, someone who held me accountable. Even though this is obviously an individual business and we're all individual agents, it's always helpful to be in an environment where other people actually care about your well-being and about your success, and you have ideas that you can bounce off of each other, and you help each other out, and you're getting referrals from one another. And that was just, I went into an environment where it just didn't feel like the case, and at least not for me. I started to realize all the things that I had taken for granted in being with C, Joyner, just the atmosphere, the culture, the training, the education side is phenomenal. Dan and those guys do an amazing job, and that was something that I was really missing. It became really clear to me that although where I was works really well for some people, and they were extremely happy, and nothing negative about anything that was over there, anybody that was over there. It was a great group of people. It was a great office. It just wasn't the right fit for me. And I felt like with C, Joyner, that I got the encouragement, I got the accountability, I got the motivation, I got the challenging. We were much closer relationships with people in the office that drive you to want to be better. So reality is, yes, my commission splits were higher. When I would sell, I would make more money. But what I found was the things that I missed internally, some of those intangible things, as far as the culture and the motivation and the drive, and again, the tangible, the training, which I can't say enough about. Those things are way, way, way more valuable sometimes than those extra dollars. And, not to mention that a lot of times, is what I began to notice when I started really digging into the numbers, once I was seeing those increases per commission, is that it was only making more money if I was consistently producing. We all have an off month, right? We all have times when things go down, where we have, one deal or no deals or closings, that go through. And in those months, you start to fall behind on the money very quickly. So in essence, although I thought I was leaving to make more money, I really wasn't. You get that impression that the grass is always greener on the other side, and that's not always the case, and it wasn't for me. And I've been back for about 2 weeks. Matthew and the team, as soon as I called him, welcomed me back with open arms. I called Matthew on a Thursday. I was transferring my license on Friday. It was a very quick, easy decision to make to come back, and I'm so happy to be back and be back home.